So Vikrant, today's topic that we are going to inquire is jealousy.
Yes.
Very interesting topic, and other people are saying that Vikrant has got a very easy topic.
Oh, it looks easy from outside actually, and
easy in terms of, like, for example, see, the dedication, excitement. These topics are commonly, conventionally considered as a positive thing, but while inquiring, we dig it out that it is actually a burden.
Yeah.
But jealousy, conventionally, also it is considered as a burden.
Yes,
it's a burden on the energy. So that's how, like, we need not to dig it out to prove that it is a burden. It is already a burden. Now, that's what I answered, that we might have to go further deeper to see that from where this burden occurs. So yeah, over to you, Vikrant. And before you start, I just wish to keep it on record that this call is being recorded, and we'll share it for public viewing and further inquiry from the viewers. Yeah. Over to you.
So when you gave me this topic, and I was like, everybody say in normal world, everybody says that I am jealous of something or some person, or I am feeling jealous. So it looks from outside, it looks like it's kind of a feeling. Jealousy is kind of feeling, and it's what do you say? A feeling, but if you dig deeper, it's coming from a thought, basically, or an idea, actually. So when I was thinking about this thing, so what is that thought or idea which makes a person jealous of something or some other individual, actually? So maybe means the very prompt example which came in front of me was looking, like, we are in this age of social media, and looking at somebody's what do you say, beautiful pictures of visiting some tourist destination, and somebody getting jealous of somebody, or relationship point of view, when
somebody is having beautiful partner, which I don't have.
Beautiful partner, yes. And you are a one-sided lover, so-called one-sided lover, or some sort of thing. So those all were the prompt examples which came, and so it's a physiological perception, clearly, like
physiological sensation, you mean?
Physiological
sensation
it's a
coming
psychological,
coming
out of psychological
perception. Okay, so it's a comparison at the perceptory level. Yes.
But then what I thought is comparison or some sort of competition. It's that natural, means so if I consider two child, and if they are playing some game, and if one child is running, if one child is running towards a destination, it's an obvious thing that other child also runs, and they somehow compete with each other, or somehow compare with each other. So that is what I want to inquire, whether this comparison or competition, is it embedded in us, like, or to go in certain direction. I don't know whether it is in right direction or wrong direction. So that's the first thing what I want to inquire about. And
so I think we have to first define and bring a comprehension about the term natural. What can we consider as natural? See, when we so all these inquiring initiatives or the discussion, nature cure aspect and all, primarily built upon on the foundation of conservation of energy.
Yes.
So anything which conserves our energy actually
Yeah.
is natural. So
Yes.
suppose you are eating cashew nut a lot versus you are eating oranges or mangoes. So mango and orange is definitely more conserving than the cashew nut.
Yeah.
But the source of cashew nut and orange both are natural. It's not a modified food. If we just consider cashew nut is a natural source and all this stuff, and the fruits are also. So here, if we compare these two things, then the natural will be considered as eating mango. But what will define? What will define whether it is like, is it a book or a prescription or a to-do list? Will that define that it is natural and that is not, or something else? Then comes the understanding of voice of the organism. If we sense pleasure, then we are conserving. If we sense pain, we are actually innervating ourselves, like it's a load on the energy. Right? Now, the source of pleasure can be morphed. If it is a morphed intentional pleasure that we are subject to, then that conservation is again an artificial sense of conservation. It is not actually conservation, it is a burden.
Yeah.
Like, for example, pizza is also pleasurable, mango is also pleasurable. But pizza, when it is made, then the taste is prepared. Taste is intentionally prepared. So that intentionally prepared pleasure doesn't confirm the conservation of energy. When it is naturally evolving pleasure, then it confirms about the conservation. This is the understanding. So, so coming back to the aspect of comparison. Comparison, when we talk about whether this comparison is conserving act or not, what will define that? Suppose you are running faster than me. And when I acknowledge that, yes, Vikram is running faster than me. It's a mathematical comparison. That's very natural, and acknowledging, identifying will not bother anyone. If we are just acknowledging. Now that comparison, which is a mathematical one, if it brings a pride in you, see, Kalyan, I am running faster than you. So that means you are, from the perceptory domain, you are bringing a pride in your physiological domain, at the sensory domain of yours. That becomes a burden. The initial comparison is not a burden. When you identify, okay, somebody is shorter, somebody is taller, or somebody is running faster, somebody is slower. So if you are bringing a pride, and if I am bringing a depression, so I cannot run faster than Vikram, it's very a pity on me, kind of. That becomes a burden. That is not a natural. That comes out of some imagination. Out of some imagination that I have to run faster than Vikrant. That's another thought I borrow from somewhere or create due to some stimulatory aspect. So that cannot be claimed as a natural, because that particular idea will bring a sensation of depression, and that becomes a loop within. Right. Are you able to identify? So comparison, the initial comparison, you look at a child. The child will also run and will also find that, and child, the case of examples of child is not a very prominent example, because they are developing their neurons. They do not, we cannot claim that their understanding is the optimum understanding and the structural support is there. So they are building the structure of understanding. So They might end up comparing, and they might start crying also, and we have to dig deep to find out that why that individual is crying, that I am not able to run faster, because some or other way that kind of idea has seeped in that particular child, that you if you are running faster, then that's an achievement. That idea of achievement, somewhere it is borrowed by that child. Then the burden comes, then the pain comes. Otherwise, the differences are acknowledged very like comfortable, naturally. If somebody is taller and somebody is shorter, what's the harm? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter in terms of creating a pride or depression.
Yeah. Now the consider like why I considered the example of child was this reason, because their neurons are not developed in that sense, and whether this is a natural action in us, like when one runs and seeing him, other also runs. So
Yeah, children actually start their life with copying. Then they bring the unique element. So everything they start learning by copying.
Yeah, true.
So they whatever they are exposed to, they start copying it, and then they will bring an individual element into it. So that's how they will start running, and the comparison will come naturally. But the way you interpret these differences, that will define how the impact on the energy overall. If it brings any emotion in terms of pride or depression, then it's a burden. It's an ongoing burden that we subject ourselves to. Yeah, over to you. I just as you asked about that aspect of whether it is a comparison is a natural or not. So I thought, share something.
So that's the first thing, and second thing is what I so once a third person identifies that one person is jealous of other person, and if they so if somebody, like if he wants to manipulate that person, so it's easier in this case as compared to a person is in loop of thoughts and feelings. First of all, after seeing something or somebody, like if he is jealous of that person, and if a third person comes in and he makes that person, so what I'm bringing in here is a third person who tells something about that person which might result into a rational action or irrational action. Out of jealousy, but I don't know whether that action would be rational or so. It's a manipulative kind of thing.
So can you repeat it? Like I couldn't follow the third person. Like one person is jealous about jealous of another person.
Yeah.
Now
if X is jealous of Y, X is jealous of Y.
Right.
Okay. And after and Z identifies this, that X is jealous of Y.
Okay.
And he puts in his thought, or if X borrows ideas of Z about Y. Okay. Then it is sort of manipulative thing, and it might result into an action.
Okay.
Which might be rational or irrational. That is where I was stuck.
So Z is explaining X about the characteristic of Y, so that the jealousy is under control or something like that. You mean like jealousy?
It is either under control, or it is either it either amplifies.
Okay. So so Joanne's hand, Z Joanne's hand with X in increasing the jealousy.
Yeah.
That could be one option, and other option is this. So,
Other is secret.
so what is your point?
So the action out of that loop. So normally we consider whatever. So if X takes any action, so if what we have thought of this is if he's in this emotional loop, emotion and feeling and thought loop. So whatever action comes out of this is always an irrational action. But right.
So out of jealousy, any action is coming. That will be definitely an irrational action and a toll on the energy level. Yes.
Yes.
As we define the irrational activity is the activity are the activities which are which require more energy than the normal. That is the irrational. So in this case, definitely it will be an irrational. Yes. So
irrational. So what if he decreases that jealousy and
decreases? Right.
Yeah.
Right. So here, the main aspect that we can go deeper into this, the core aspect of the jealousy is the idea formation by X. That X has formed some idea and compared himself with Y, himself or herself with Y, and then started sensing the jealousy. So that means there is a milestone being imagined by X to be achieved. When that comparison comes that I am not able to achieve that time this jealousy is coming, sensed by X. Now, if Z is explaining about Y and suppressing the jealousy or increasing the jealousy, it will be just fueling the loop of energy zapping. Like even if the jealousy is suppressed, then it is kind of symptomatic suppression. Unless that individual inquires into the understanding of achievement in life. Because there is a problem in understanding the achievement as a whole. There is a milestone created in mind that I have to achieve. If I don't achieve that, if I don't have that beautiful lady like Y has with him, or the car, or the whatever the possession of Y, I am somewhere incomplete. This consideration needs to be addressed to ultimately dissolve the jealousy. Otherwise, the jealousy will be suppressed for some time. Again, it will be, so the bomb is forming inside. It might not appear as an act unless that individual is clear about what is an achievement. Achievement itself is an idea that we succumb to.
He should self-inquire, basically.
Yes. That inquiring into the root cause of the jealousy might help that individual to work on the jealousy, to dissolve it naturally and have an effortless state of being. Isn't that? Like, what is your understanding?
No, true. So whether that is, so are there any spikes sort of things, where even if you see that person for what do you say, a moment or for some duration, and then there is a spike in that loop, and
spike
then
of action, you're saying, or
spike of action or sensation, basically.
It's very unpredictable, if one is subject to this loop of jealousy, suspicion in terms of having an idea and objective and suspecting something. The inquirer also a like will have a suspicion, but that suspicion is doesn't have an objective. Inquirer, an inquiring person also doesn't believe anything, neither disbelieve anything. So there is an element of suspicion in an inquiring person also, but without an objective. But in this case of jealousy, jealousy will bring the sense, the aspect of suspicion with objective. That will be a depleting move that will be created in that individual. You understand that? Are you able to
Yeah.
comprehend? So,
Yeah.
so now, see, to dissolve this, what was your question? What
I was
was
saying that whether it brings in some sort of spike in sensation.
yeah?
after
So,
seeing
when
person.
that individual is under that loop, whether that spike will come at any spur of moment or not, that is very unpredictable.
Yeah.
But to bring a clarity, one has to understand the general formation of jealousy, not in terms of that individual's jealousy, because that individual will keep on giving a lot of excuses that this is not a jealousy, this is natural thing, kind of all these excuses will come. But to bring the clarity, the first step is to bring the clarity about the general framework of jealousy. Unless that general formation of jealousy is comprehended by the individual, unless that individual is aware of the general formation of jealousy, he will or she will keep on justifying the sense of jealousy that one has.
And whether this is, if we put in a framework of connections, a person in either in relationship or friend or follower of somebody. So these connections, whether it is red love, green love, violet love. So, if there is some person who is not at all, so he is acquaintance or unknown person basically. So and he is achieving some sort of goal easily, like suppose he's thriving in his life and he is achieving a goal, and this person
So who is considering that he is achieving the goal, X or Y? Suppose Y has achieved a goal, and now when
Y is totally unknown of X, like X and
right,
Y, they don't know each
that
other.
is understood. That is understood. But my question is the definition of goal and the definition of its achievement. Who is doing it? Like X is doing it or Y is doing it?
X is doing
Y may flaunt that I have achieved it. And now it absolutely the prerogative of X internally processing of that particular proposal from Y. Why, whether X is identifying that goal and identifying that achievement of the goal, this is a prerogative of X. Are you able to comprehend this?
Yeah.
So X may process it that you are considering this as a goal and this as an achievement, but that's not a natural aspect, like perennial. This is not the truth. This is a created interpretation that you are proposing to me. I'm acknowledging that, but I'm not considering this as the truth. This is your interpretation of a fragmented portion of the truth. So this understanding of the truth and the interpretation of the truth by an individual, it has to be acknowledged that, okay, this is your interpretation. Not necessarily this becomes my belief. It becomes, if it becomes my belief, then that jealousy, all those frustration and all those will follow. The clarity of the truth and its fragmentation, which can only be achieved through inquiry. Rather, like, let's remove that word only. Only word makes a rigid fixation. But inquiring route can reveal the fragmentation of the truth. All these emotional burden are caused because of the fragmentation of the truth due to the interpretation of a partial truth in terms of opinion, in terms of beliefs. Are we able to comprehend this one? The connection.
Yeah.
The root cause.
Yeah. And another thing is, was it like I was thinking of like an example came into my mind.
Yes.
Not example, a thing which has happened in India. So what I was thinking is whether this is contagious, uh, like
Contagious,
contagious, contagious,
pandemic kind of. That
pandemic.
if you touch and
Yeah,
then you will get the disease. Yes,
yeah, yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
I mean, like idea was uh, thrown, uh, like during or a recent idea. Star Kid has been put behind bars, and then
Who is
everybody,
put behind the bar?
the
Bar?
Star Kid.
Star Kids. Okay. Yes. 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 Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So the
So now
drug
drug
issue.
thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Or idea of banning the notes, and we have like we put we give an excuse to ourselves that these are very uh, what do you say, spoiled children, or rich guys, and there should be an uh, inquiry set on these people by the system, and what is happening to them is very right, because they have earned that money. Again, money is an idea, but
Mhm.
earn that things
Mhm.
by other routes, and then a mass, it's not by, like, a mass agrees to these all things,
Mhm.
right? So what I want to understand, that this is very contagious in that case, like a mass
So
agrees,
so
and
here, do you see a mass jealousy towards that
yeah, mass
star
jealousy.
or the Star Kids?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, yes, yes. There is a possibility. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Because of that particular achievement, because as you said that they have earned a lot of money, suppose, and they
yeah.
consider that earning money is the goal of life, and it's an achievement. And the mass and the elements of the mass
Mhm.
at the individual level, they
Yeah,
have started succumbing to
yeah,
that belief, which is being proposed
yeah.
perhaps, that this achievement of
Mhm.
earning money is an achievement, and we have achieved it. And that comparison coming that I couldn't achieve it. And then one leads to the jealousy, and that jealousy will bring a lot of irrational proposals that, that individual
Yeah,
needs to be prosecuted and all this punishment and all these things, where the correctional aspect is at the bay, but just as a revenge, jealousy will bring the
mm,
sense of revenge, that I have to take a
yeah,
revenge why he has achieved more than me, kind of thing. So all these things, the
yeah,
individual who is processing this way, it's a
mm,
burden for that individual at the first place.
yeah.
So yeah. So does that touch your proposal? Like
Yes, yes, yes. Going ahead, even means that is one thing, and going ahead, the other side was if somebody who is earning that sort of money, a mass falls into this jealousy trap. But parallelly, he is making a lot of donations, a star, or mostly the South Indian stars and all those things. These people are making a lot of donations. So then people are not sort of, compared to other people, they are not sort of that jealous, because he's earning also and he's donating also. So that belief of somebody who is means it puts him on the pedestal of what do you say, a godlike person, and he
that's a
also donates.
suppressed jealousy, actually.
Yeah,
It's not an inquiring conclusion. If that particular goal achievement is still considered by that individual as a goal achievement, and then if it is compensated by donating some fund to some poor people, quote unquote, and
mm,
that is compensating, so it's all mind game of that
yeah,
individual.
it's
One
all mine.
idea is suppressing another idea, and both
Mm,
are creating loops within that individual.
yeah, Yeah.
So it's not an inquiring way of dissolving those loops. So what we are talking about or inquiring about is the loops of zapping the energy from the perception to the sensation.
Yeah.
From any idea, when any sensation is being created, that creates a vicious cycle within.
Mhm.
Unless we bring an inquiring element, this loop cannot be dissolved. Let the hundreds of
true.
idea comes and suppress some action, suppress some emotion, but it will keep on creating the internal processing loop. So one star is framed as a demon, and another star is framed as a god for any reason.
Yeah.
Both are driven by some or other ideas, considered as truth.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. So jealousy, suppressed jealousy.
Whether this emotion also is transposed, like I think any emotion gets transposed in any other emotion, like
Yes,
so
yes. So
leads to
emotion
hate and
which is unending. Any emotional sensation, any physiological sensation, an individual is sensing, which is not ending. It's recurrently occurring. Whatever it is, positive, negative. But if it is occurring recurrently, then one has to identify, acknowledge that this is coming out of idea. Because from a physical experience, any sensation when it comes, that sensation stays shorter because the physical experience ends, because any physical entity has an end. When it ends, the impact of that also ends eventually. When it is coming from the imagination doesn't have an end. So any sensation which is created out of imagination will also not have an end. Will also not have an end. So it will keep on repeating itself. So that's what is one has to observe, that my sensation, whether it is in loop or not. If it is in loop, then definitely I am driven by imagination. I'm not driven by the truth. Truth is this side, the physical side is the truth.
Yeah.
Right, Vikrant. So
I don't
pleasure
have any
talking.
further. Yeah.
Any point do you have?
No,
Would like to
nothing,
share?
nothing,
Right.
nothing.
Great talking, and there are a lot of revelation. I'm sure those who are watching, they will also identify and share further. We'll converse maybe in the thread or the comments or personal messages also. So great. Thanks for your time.
Thank
We'll
you.
keep on
Thank you for
inquiring further.